I've been getting a lot of requests for quick meals. Hey, welcome back to Daphne Dishes, where we're going to do something quick, easy, and delicious. Spicy garbanzos with ground beef and coconut rice. I mean, it's back to school time. It's a little brutal transition still. I'm working away, then I look at the clock. Oh my God, I got to make dinner. And I know that after dinner, there's going to be a bunch of homework. So let's get going. Can you time it? Yes, you could time this meal, but you know how I time it? I time it with my rice cooker. My inspiration for this was I make crispy chickpeas as a snack quite a bit, and I thought, how can I expand this and make it into a meal? There's the rice cooker from my late father, so it has sentimental value for me. This is foolproof as long as you get the proportions right. You click that on, this is where we'll start. It takes about 25 minutes. So you put in the rice, put in coconut cream or a can of coconut milk, either will do. And you always are doubling whatever it is your quantity of rice. So in this case, it was 2¼ cups of rice. So I did the can of cream and then I added a little bit of water to even it out. The recipe's in the comments. So we're going to take the chickpeas, garbanzos, drain them, which is the same way I start my crispy chickpea appetizer. And what I'm trying to achieve in this recipe is I could just cook the garbanzos with the meat, but I don't want to do that. I want to maintain the fun of the crispiness of the garbanzos. So once these are drained, then I'm going to add my spices. I've always liked the taste of garbanzos, and they're good for you. They got a lot of fiber. They have some protein, and they also have some potassium. So you could add a variety of spices to make this recipe. Sometimes I've used like a chipotle, pepper, all different things. But in this case, I'm leaning on cumin and chili powder, about a teaspoon of each. So the garbanzos will be bringing the heat. And by the way, the more you can dry out garbanzos before you cook them, the better, if you want to have them be crispy. I'm also going to put a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar. I put some exact measurements in the recipe, but the truth is I always just kind of eyeball it. And I always use kosher salt. And I'm adding just a little bit of sugar, just to kind of balance the flavor. So stir those up. Meanwhile, the timer is going, so to speak, in the rice cooker. So those look good. They're going to be ready to go. Another feature of this recipe is we're only using one pan. Okay, so use the canola or olive oil in your pan. I like iron pans, of course, cast iron pans. And we're going to put in our diced, actually sliced, not diced, medium onion. I was doing a little camera work and cooking myself here, so it's a little rocky. But I'm with some black pepper, cooking up those onions. Now put it on a low flame so you can caramelize the onions. And then set it aside, wipe out the pan. Time to add the seasoned garbanzos. So those are going to go in the pan. You want it on a high heat because you want to get them crispy. And yep, their flame is higher. And the beans are getting browner. And they will become browner still. Sometimes you got to add a little oil as it goes along. There we go. Now they're looking like how I want them. So at this point, I take them out. The other thing I like about this meal is it's pretty cheap. Except for the pound of meat. Everything is like a couple bucks, $1. Meanwhile, back at the pan, so wipe the pan out and throw the meat in. My hormone-free, grass-fed ground beef. Yes, I pay a little extra for that kind of meat. And you could use pork, you could use lamb. It's all going to be delicious. So I'm browning the meat, and then I'm adding the onions. Get a lot of that flavor. This dish could dry out, so I do add about 1/3 cup of beef broth, and then let the liquid cook down. Add some lemon juice for a little springy, acidic flavor. Add a little dimension there. And then the garbanzos make their appearance. And you see, they've stayed crispy. There's the magic. They're staying crispy. And crispy garbanzo beans, like rice, are never as tasty as they are when they are fresh. So not only do you make this quickly, you serve it quickly. And get on with the night. And I know it was good because both of my kids asked for second helpings, both of them. And I played with the garnish. Should it be lemon and parsley? Should it just be parsley? You decide. Are you in need of some quick meal ideas? Let me know.